Mitchell, and I'm going to teach you how to care for yourself so you can care for your partner, your friends, your family, and the community you live in. So let's get started with the tarot pull. It's a ritual practice I do every week, every day if I can, and I ask the wise of my tarot what I need to know, and in this case, what we need to know as a community. And the most important part is to open up your heart, breathe, and have intention that you will receive guidance from the universe above as is below our feet. And we pulled the Six of Cups, which is a fun card. It's about tapping into your inner child and finding harmony and balance with yourself while also creating fun and consistency. So maybe tap in by dancing like no one's watching, maybe do an adult coloring book. Go be playful and spontaneous and creative and connect with your authentic self and your intuition, guys. And remember that the world's a magical place if you keep your hearts open to the possibility of anything. And now, moving on to propagation, I want to let you know that I go to biddytarot.com to get readings because I'm not a professional and she is, and I will slowly learn the deck. But I also use an Incromancy deck, but I like to be based off the Rider-Waite series. But in the end, use the tarot as a ritual to help you start your day and create intention to your life. And it's really fun to play with the universe that way. I believe it's called Samkhya in Sanskrit. All right, now moving on to propagation today. That's what this whole episode's about, is creating rituals with self-care by having living plants in your home. Propagating is easy. Excuse my sniffles today. I'm not cold. My house is just cold and it's making my nose kind of runny. Either way, excuse me, pardon me. But when you go to propagate plants, the biggest thing is rooting it out before you propagate. So that plant was sitting in a jar for about 3 months on a salt lamp. And I just make sure you top that jar off with water. And it never needs to run out of water. And when you see lots of roots, it's time for it to do that process where you spread the roots out. And I use a peat moss medium because I have an abundance of it, as being a microgreens farmer of 3 years. Not anymore, but I will teach you how to grow microgreens in the following episode to come in 2024. So please share or like if you like what you see in. Just another episode. That succulent was not ready. I think it's a jade plant, but my succulent game's a little off. All right, that's a snake plant we're going to propagate. So you literally just snip it right at the edge. I'll show you that. I'm getting a jar out of my bathroom right now. And that is the leftover, like that's been sitting in my bathroom for months, 6 months, 7 months. And that's how my roots have been established. We're going to plant that out here in a minute. And I'm going to show you what the spider plant does. It sends out runners, and then I let them soak in the, I'm taking my first runner cut, my first attempt at a spider plant. I think it was my second attempt. The first one, I let the plant dry out, used too big of a container. All right, so smaller containers are better because it needs less watering, I guess. And then I was showing you how you put the spider plants in the little plastic cup of water on the side to help them root out quicker. They'll root out on their own without that, but it'll definitely allow them to root out quicker when you have them soaking in water. All right, and then again, spread out the roots, lightly place it in the soil or peat moss, whatever you're using for your medium, and then top it off around the top. Making a little mess over here, but that's all right. The most fun thing about plants is when you start having an abundance of plants, you can start propagating all these and have more plants for free. And I remember saying that if you don't have any plants, just start by challenging yourself to buy one a month. And sometimes you end up buying two that shop visit, and you're supporting, and always support a local plant shop if you can. The two ones I like here in Denver is Tiger Lily Goods and Plant Garage, I think is one. Just type in local plant store wherever you live on Google and you'll find a local plant shop. But the funnest thing about having plants is just being able to interact with them and know that you're providing them with CO2 and they're providing you with clean oxygen in your home. Now we're going to get real fun and creative. We are going to, I'm adding more soil to this other succulent because there was so much airspace between the top of the lip of the pot and where the plant was coming out. Just offer more support. So, if I didn't say, this is a the audio is messed up, and sometimes I might have a dead space because I'm not sure how I was able to talk for 33 minutes, but I did. And this is just a 12-minute episode now. Oh, I'm going to show you right now how to do a pathos by just cutting it and direct seeding it without putting it in the water to root out. And I have this one pathos that's been growing from one leaf as well in this cute little jar, and it was losing a bunch of leaves, but I decided to wrap it around the jar itself to bring it off the ground. And then I cut this one shoot that had come off to the side that wasn't really on the main vein or vine, as I'm showing you here. Yep, this thing has started all the way from just right there. Like maybe a year and a half ago I did it. But yeah, I'm going to cut that piece off. It wasn't looking that great, but it's a happy plant now that is part of Do Yoga Do You, and I'm pretty sure it's going to start being growing more. I'll keep you guys posted on that one. But yeah, just cut, nice smooth cut. And for this type of plant, it's really cool because you can literally just put it right in the pot. Try to affect the zoom. I am a one-woman operation here, trying to get the perfect. If you're just tuning in on podcasts, again, bear with me. I am re-recording the audio of this episode, so I'm watching myself, and it's kind of hard to tell you what I'm saying. So you literally just put the Pathos or Swedish ivy plant, and there's a couple other ones, oregano, indoor oregano can do it, and it really just directly put the new runner into the plant, into the pot. And then the most important step after all plant propagation is giving a plant a pretty good thorough watering. Not overwatering, just making sure that they're not sitting in dry soil because it's a brand new plant looking for its new home, and it needs to be in a pretty decent moist environment when it's first trying to get started. And you don't want it to dry out because that's the other thing. So moist all the way through is the best way to get your plant to start taking over its new home. Getting any dead leaves out. No reason. Not that they could have stayed in there. It's just smoother watering then. I'm also just cleaning up. Ultimately, all these things, when you start having plants to take care of, is just you're taking care of yourself because you're helping your home clean the air. And like a clean air home is a way to have a clean space for thinking and doing yoga in your home or meditating. And like you are what you eat as well as you are what you breathe. So it's very important to tune into what is in your home as well as what's cleaning the air in your home. But yeah, this would have been like $50, $60 worth of plants, if not more, depending on the size of each plant and the pot you got it in. Like classic pots, probably 15, 20, but if you come with a porcelain cup, you're looking at 30, 40. All right, on to the snake plant. The fun thing about this is you can separate, they were all kind of, the roots all kind of grew together, so I kind of like kept it together to keep them connected, but also kind of pulled them apart a little bit. And I'm using this fun little Vans ice cube container. People say that you shouldn't have pots without holes in the bottom, but I beg to differ. The biggest thing with that is to not overwater them because then the moisture has nowhere to go. So you need to be more mindful of like how often you're watering your plants. And for the most part, with Colorado climate, once a week, if not twice a week in the summer, and then once every other week in the winter is plenty of watering for indoor plants vitality. All right, I'm enjoying my beer as I do. Hope you're drinking a cocktail with me. Maybe comment below what's your favorite type of drink when you're watching Do Yoga Do You. Is it matcha tea or is it a IPA beer with me? I like both. I also like coffee too. The snake plant, another easy one. It brings fun texture and greens into your home. Imagining cleans the air as any plant that has roots does and does photosynthesis. Some plants probably clean the air better than others, but at the end of the day, the more plants, the better, because your home you become more connected to nature. So make sure you break up any clumps that are in your seed mix, planting mix. I mean, again, I'm using peat moss that I have in my backyard because the ground wasn't frozen yet, as it probably is now. I wouldn't have been able to do this video today. My ground is full of snow and probably pretty frozen at this point in the season. It's crazy what 2 weeks will do. in weather. We went from fall to winter, and it officially feels like winter with the weather. It's the way it's been. All right, well, I'm glad you are watching Do Yoga Do You. I hope you've learned something about propagation today. The main thing is staying consistent with your waterings and keeping an eye on new runners popping up. And when your plant's ready to be propagated, that's when you usually get even more growth because it's in a new home and it was outgrowing its previous home. Or you allowed it to have its runner removed so it's not supporting that part of the plant anymore. It's focusing on its main plant now. Well, I hope you're having a good holiday season. Again, sorry for the weird audio. I really didn't know it wasn't recording audio until afterwards, but now I know why. It was my microphones had died. So, don't have dead microphones, Tracy, is the lesson there. And I really appreciate you enjoying plant propagation with me this week. Until next time, keep doing more care. Oh, I forgot this one little fun part. Go around your house, find little trinkets. I have this like chicken salt and pepper shaker that doesn't have, it's too big of holes to have the seasonings in it. So I put that in the plant, put a gemstone in there, kind of make it like a little fun little thing. I like to buy Legos, people, and put them in my plants. I'm finding some more. I think I grabbed some soda light, but anything will work. Be mindful that these gemstones will get a little like salinated from the salt in the water. Other than that, peace and love. Oh, and remember, don't forget to water your plants after propagation because the soil is drier than you think when you first get started. Peace and love, and enjoy the rest of your day. Please go purchase a superpotheads.com t-shirt for some swag. Go to aboomlife.com to get some boomer salve or some beeswax soap or a jar of honey if I have some available. Right now I'm sold out. We also have charcuterie boards for sale at carbonbaseddesigns.com or buy a van, whatever. Support my husband and I, as we are entrepreneurs running small local businesses, trying to live our dreams while also spreading joy, love, peace, and happiness to others. All right, guys, have a great day.